Rejected by cellos and basses. Too turbulent, too restless. Third movement doesn't fare much better, for freedom and joy must be grounded in reality, not dreams. What's needed is an altogether new theme, which we now hear on cellos and basses. It's in a joyous D major and almost sounds like the strings are speaking, as if in an operatic recitative. As the theme is restated and developed, we soon realise the timelessness of this uplifting hymn. It's a mere 5 notes, the perfect blend of imposing and accessible, noble and plain. You'd never know that Beethoven, in fact, laboured painstakingly over it, 200 attempts to perfect its simplicity. Just when we reach a climax, we're interrupted mid-sentence with that returning Schreckens fanfare, the voice of doubt reasserting itself. What's gone wrong? Well, what is joy without people to experience it? And in an electrifying moment of surprise, Beethoven gives us the sound of the human voice, its first appearance in a symphony. "Oh friends, not these sounds," shouts a baritone. "Let us sing more cheerful songs, full of joy." Now for the symphony's crowning glory, the Ode to Joy, written in 1785 by famous German writer Friedrich Schiller. The poem extolled the virtues of harmony and justice for all mankind. It was a defiant statement of optimism and idealism, written at a time when tyrants were asserting their oppressive rules across Europe, not least in revolutionary France. But why did Beethoven incorporate Schiller's ode 40 years after it was written? Well, by the 1820s, the Napoleonic dream had proven disappointing. Europe had returned to reactionary politics, and the repercussions were being felt in Beethoven's Austria, now ruled by ruthless conservatives ready to crack down on artistic freedom. What better time to revive old revolutionary ideals, to establish a new utopia founded on liberal principles of social change and political reform. In his celebration of the democratic longings of the populace, Beethoven even pokes fun at the old image of the great Napoleonic commander. The tenor sings to the backing of a Turkish march like a drunken soldier in praise of conquering heroes, but he's soon buried by the full might of the choir, who add to the movement's jumble of ideas, a mixture of symphony, cantata, opera, theme and variations, political speech, philosophical rant, and celebratory jam, all united under one roof, mightily reconciled by a community of voices. They invoke a rapturous vision of God, who sits in the vast cosmos, while humankind dwells like a speck under the canopy of stars, small and futile, yet infinitely powerful when clubbed together in universal fraternity. The bond between brothers will always be stronger than the orders of the tyrant. As the choirs sing blocked major chords, we realise we've reached our goal. Order in chaos, light in darkness, music in silence. The struggle to communicate is no longer, and Beethoven has found a universal language to express joy's triumphs over despair and defeat. This is why the Ode to Joy melody is used in the international community to symbolise nations coming together in peace and harmony. Très woke. It's the official anthem of the European Union, It's heard as often at Olympic ceremonies as at New Year celebrations. One of the most famous versions is a mega concert played next to the Berlin Wall with musicians from France, Britain, Russia and America. It was to mark the reunification of Germany and reconciliation of past foes. And just when we think Beethoven has thrown every idea into this crazy mixture, he gives us a great double fugue. Two themes intertwined in magnificent counterpoint, yet always coherently merged. Individual voices shout out from the multitudes, "Joy, joy!" The orchestra races euphorically at a new tempo with yet another theme towards a triumphant ending.
Friedrich, what's he doing?
Beats me, Franz, but rumor is he stopped hearing long ago.
Guys, Caroline looks like she's gonna say something. Maestro Beethoven, the piece has finished. Turn around, Ludwig. See? See how they still adore you? 12 years, Ludwig. 12 years. Vienna never forgot you.
By 1824, Beethoven was internationally famous. Yet he'd spent more than a decade as a recluse from public life. Since the completion of his 8th Symphony in 1812, his family woes were reaching an all-time crisis point. Beethoven's nephew and Beethoven completed the symphony in 1824, but he was pessimistic about premiering it in his hometown of Vienna. Musical tastes in the city were changing, and interest was now focused on Italian composers like Rossini. It took 30 members of the Viennese musical establishment to petition the reclusive German to persuade him that he still mattered in the city after his decade of retirement from public life. Beethoven was persuaded, but by the time the theatre was selected, the musicians hired and the date set, only 3 days remained to rehearse this new and deeply challenging music.